Welcome to AR Homeo Healing. This is the second part of Organon of Medicine. What is today's agenda? To discuss Foreword and Translator's Preface. Foreword. Dr. Hahnemann, believer and lover of truth, wanted to know how disease, what is to be cured in the disease, what is the process of cure, how it occurs, why diseases become chronic, that is, why the individuals suffer for so long period of times, even though some of the diseases are 2 years together, and what are the factors and things that obstructs the cure. All these paved way to homeopathy, that is similia similibus curantur. Dr. Hahnemann discovered the following truth: vital dynamics. According to Newton's third law of motion, action and reaction, both the forces are equal and opposite in reaction. And this is true to the mechanics, but not in the living organisms. It is not applicable in living organisms. Hence, if reaction and action are equal, then no disease would be able to kill any living being. That is, disease would meet equal and opposite similar reaction in the body, and the diseases would not even allow to take hold of the body if the both forces are balanced. Then, then if disease occurs, the opposite reaction which our body gives is the immunity. Hence, based on this immunity, the patient constitutions are of two types: dynamic and adynamic. What is dynamic constitution? The patient with good resistance and immunity. What is adynamic constitution? Patient who suffers from fatal and chronic diseases. That is, commonly, if we say, those who are weak in their immunity. Next is conceptual force, the specific susceptibility to infection found in the patient. In the case of disease, both patient's susceptibility and the tissue affinity both are important. Here, you may ask, what is susceptibility? What is the meaning of it? Hence, for example, in a group of people, if they are exposed to some dust, only few might develop sneezings, running nose, etc. And the others are immune to it, or they are resistant to it. Hence, those individuals who suffer from the dust have the tendency to get affected by it. So that is the susceptibility of the infection. Next, coming to medicinal force. The medicinal properties developed in substances when they were potentized. Potentization is nothing but the process in which the inert medicinal properties are aroused. So they can be in homeopathy, there is a trituration, succussion, etc. So these potentized drugs have beneficial action when given to sick individuals who are highly sensitive and susceptible to all kinds of influences. What are the merits of homeopathy? While curing one disease, it doesn't create another new disease in the individual. Homeopathic medicines or potentized drugs, as we discussed earlier, stimulate the power of resistance in sick persons and destroys inimical action in the most natural way. When the diagnosis is doubtful, the drugs can be selected on the PQRS or characteristic symptoms, and the treatment will be successful. In most surgical cases, homeopathy makes surgery unnecessary. New or unknown diseases can be correctly and successfully treated when the symptoms of the disease are known. Homeopathy cures diseases mildly, quickly, and permanently. The drugs are given in the form of sweet pills or powders. They can be administered easily through mouth or nose via olfaction and are liked by everyone. The beauty of homeopathic treatment is that reactions of the remedy at once guide the physician for further treatment. Selection of the second remedy depends on reaction or responses of the first one. They also determine the nature of the disease, whether curable or incurable. Hahnemann says in his Materia Medica Pura, this doctrine appeals solely to the verdict of experience. It insists upon being judged by the results. Coming to Translator's Preface. This was given by R.E. Dudgeon in 1893. I have completely revised the text for this translation of new edition of Organon. Appendix gives all the more important variations of the previous editions. It gives a detailed history, growth and progress of the homeopathic system of medicine in the mind of its author, that is Dr. Hahnemann. The time occupied by Hahnemann in the elaboration of his novel doctrine and practice is 48 years. First idea of homeopathic rule of practice was in 1790 while translating Cullen's Materia Medica. The essay on a new principle propounded the homeopathic therapeutic rule as only partial application to some chronic diseases in 1796. The medicine of experience enunciated that rule with no such limitations of its applicability in 1805. Coming to editions of Organon. The first edition was in 1810, second edition in 1819, third edition in 1824, fourth edition in 1829, which included theory of chronic diseases, fifth edition in 1833, theory of vital force and theory of dynamization of medicines is incorporated. The doctrine of dynamization of medicines and the directions as to the repetition of the doses are still further modified in the chronic diseases in 1838. His denunciations of the practice of old school, though quite deserved when he wrote, are not applicable to the present condition of allopathic medicines. Here, R.E. Dudgeon is referring to Hahnemann. Hahnemann's denunciations about the old school practice. The rectifications of Hahnemann's quotations and for the idea of comparative table or concordance of the aphorism in several editions was given in the British Journal of Homeopathy, volume 39 by Dr. Richard Hughes. Thank you guys. Stay tuned to AR Homeo Healing for further videos and topics regarding homeopathy. Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe my channel.